I can get a level 79 shiny Squirtle from the gold, but I can't get a freaking Mew? Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, let's figure out if we can finally get this right and learn something about legendary Pokemon recipes. So the main problem is that mystical shells are really rare and not a lot of people are that far ahead in the game to be able to just use them for research, unlike all of these other effectively disposable items that you can use for all the other ingredients and figure out how to make a good, very good, or special version of that food. Well, here's where things start to get tricky because I've already experimented quite a lot, and unfortunately, the first draft for getting a Mew was incorrect. That it was thought to be 3 mystical shells and then 2 of the rainbow, but that's not how it is. Apparently, it doesn't matter how many mystical shells you use, as long as it's just 1. So after that, I tried to do 1 mystical shell and 2 rainbow matter, thinking that this would be a pretty safe way of getting a very good, because rainbow matter gives you a +2 for precious ingredients. Well, this still made it special food, so that kind of shows 5+, which means the mystical shell, I guess, counts as a precious ingredient on its own, which does make sense because it's in the bottom right here, but it's listed as a special ingredient and not a precious ingredient, so who knows how good it is. Now, I want to try with 1 rainbow matter and see if that still makes special food or gives us a very good, and if that's the difference between a Mew and a Mewtwo, but then for everything else, we just have to kind of take these colors. Now, another thing that is a little ambiguous right now that we don't really know if it's confirmed or not is the coloration behind it. The question is, we don't know if the Ambrosia actually trumps all the other recipes, because one thing that easily trumps every recipe is the red stew, or just the colored stew. So what happens is if you have 4 yellow ingredients, well, that's going to see a whole lot of yellow, and it's going to want to make that instead of the Ambrosia potentially, but I don't want to risk that. So for the legendary birds, you know, the idea is, do you just throw in all these and that's going to give you a random legendary bird, or should you at least swap one out, that way you don't accidentally overwrite it into a red stew. Either way, things are a little fancy right now, that's why I'm just gonna do this, you know? Hopefully that makes us a Mew. Let's get into it. And we're going to find out quickly, like immediately after doing this, if it's going to be correct or not by seeing how many turns it takes. 6 turns. Well, the last one was 7, so 7 is going to be special, 6 is going to be very good, and then 5 is going to be good, I guess, thus showing that mystical ingredients for legendary Pokemon. The Ambrosia has like a heightened turn that it takes to produce, but we're going to come back and see if this finally gives us the Mew that we're looking for, or if we just get our 3rd Mewtwo. Alright, and now it's the moment of truth. What do we make with this? Does 1 rainbow matter just spoil the pot? Okay, good, it's very good. I was tired if I kept seeing special, then I'd just give up. So very good. Ambrosia gives us a Moltres. Well then, that makes us question Mew even more. So it seems like there's no difference between normal. Well, actually, I don't think there's a normal then, because if the Mystic Shell counts as 1, then that means there's only good, very good, and special. So the good gives us legendary birds, the very good gives us legendary birds, and then we get special off the Mewtwo, which means Mew is a big question right now. Data mining hasn't really revealed anything. I don't know if it's because like Michael doesn't know what to look for with that, or if the encounter tables are a little more cryptic in how they're like coded and stuff. But yeah, this is something fancy. Now, we do have a pretty solid-looking Moltres, I guess, because 1 primary move and then 3 slots for that. Also, look at all those dual slots. That's pretty solid. So, we have potential 6-3 Moltres. I might just want to train him up on the side, you know, make some red food or get some fire Pokemon going and train up that Moltres, see if it's actually worth having around. But yeah, that definitely makes things a bit more fancy, unless Mew is just like an incredibly rare thing. I don't know if they'd save it for an event as well. If they save it for an event, would they do something like Pokemon Go? It's in the game though. Like, people are already questioning if it's real, but it's in the game. It's in the data mine. That's kind of like what all the graphs are saying right now. So under the quest listings, we have Make Mew Your Buddy. And that just adds to the puzzle, because again, it doesn't seem like it's locked away. It doesn't seem like it's this crazy, unachievable thing at this moment. It has to be possible somehow, so I guess there's maybe a trick to it, maybe a very, very special recipe that's going to take a lot of discovery and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we stand with Mew. I guess if we keep scrolling down and we get to like all of the question mark recipes like this right here, Mew is somewhere inside this. There's also not too many left, you know, Happenstance Island boss, Happenstance Island stuff right there. So my guess is that it's probably a special recipe. I don't even know if it would be special though, because it doesn't seem like there's anything that makes a unique recipe different for obtaining a Pokemon, that there's just the grades. You have normal, good, very good, and special. Okay, so I just got confirmation on the Pokemon Quest Discord server that Mew is in fact in the game, and a few people have gotten one, and from their claims, it seems like Mew comes from a special recipe. So that means good, very good. Seems to not really change too much. You get the legendary birds that way, and then special is going to be Mewtwo with a small chance for Mew. Either that or maybe it's like a 50-50, maybe it's 25-75, and I just got unlucky with my 2 Mewtwo's or something. But now let's see if we can get the Mew, and just in case anyone doubts that, here is Mew inside the game. So the data mine kind of did play out. The sprite and all this other stuff does exist, and it is possible. So let's see if we can go and get ourselves a Mew right now, because fortunately, just as this information was coming up, I just defeated a, I think it was a Moltres or an Articuno, and I got 4 more mystical shells. So that gives us a few more opportunities of getting this, and unfortunately, I still need to be doing some cooking. Dang. Okay, so I'm just going to start recording more whenever I'm like going for a legendary Pokemon or something, because this is my 2nd legendary in a row. Last time I just got a Zapdos, which gave me 2 mystical shells, and now I'm fighting a Mewtwo. And if I don't die while doing this, then that means there's a chance I get more. So I could cook 3 legendaries right now, and maybe that could really help piece everything together. If not, I get a lot of really strong Pokemon that are legendaries, which will still be pretty cool. So yeah, this is where things get scary. Am I just going to get wiped? Oh, that's a definite possibility that I could just get wiped off that. Okay, so we'll have to be safe. I don't like this corner I'm in at all, and even with the defensive buff, it looks like that is still strong enough to actually just take me out. I couldn't even see like the animation for a Side Strike. Okay, okay, I think we'll be okay, because Alakazam comes up, just throw out the attack. Yeah, we're fine, we're fine. Now let's go and cook these bad boys, because things are about to get real interesting. Now, the anecdotal evidence is saying that it's just going to be 1 mystical shell and then 4 of these rainbow matter, but this seems like it's just going to make a special, so the question is Mew obtained through cooking just a special ambrosia, or does it have to be a specific recipe by just filling it up with all the mystical ingredients? That way you can get the best possible case of getting a Mew. I don't know, it seems like a very rare Pokemon and hard to obtain, and maybe this will prove it. Either that's just a higher chance when you use all rainbow matter, or it's the only way of getting with rainbow matter. So we might get 2 Mew, we might get 1 Mew, 1 Mewtwo, or we get 2 Mewtwo, and it shows that Mew exists, but it's just a very tough Pokemon to get. And I'll see you guys in, geez, 7 explorations. And do we get a Mew is the question, so we just have special ambrosia. Yay! And is it going to be a Mewtwo or, oh, okay, that's a Moltres. Everything I know about this is a lie now, because I guess it was just luck, I guess it was just RNG, I guess the early reporting doesn't really know what's going on, because specials seem to only give Mew and Mewtwo, but now that actually looks like there's a different chance of that happening. So, Ambrosia of Legends, special once again, and it seems like it doesn't matter what you throw in. Ooh, we got an Articuno though. So it seems like it doesn't really matter what you throw in, as long, well, I guess special is maybe the base requirement for getting a Mewtwo, since it's going to be, or at least the highest chances of getting a Mewtwo. But on top of that, it looks like you can't even avoid the legendary birds, which is fairly interesting. However, in that time, I got extras. So now there's all kinds of weird things you can do. We can add 1 rainbow matter. That's going to make it a very good. So this should push it up to, if we add 2 of these, that should put it up to special. Then we can just kind of add 1 of whatever we want. So maybe that's what Mew likes to eat. I don't even know anymore. We got some other stuff cooking just in preparation, and yeah. So now another thing I've learned is that rainbow matter, or not the rainbow matter, the stuff becomes a lot more common, these mystical shells, the further you get through Happenstance Island. So now I'm getting a boss encounter, you know, every 3 or so at around 3,400, which is pretty nice. And then, yeah, we're just gonna keep on moving along, and that's just how crazy it is. We will get Mew. That is the point of getting Mew, today's video. I can get a level 79 shiny Squirtle from the gold, but I can't get a freaking Mew? Well, that's kind of cool. 3 more Ambrosia of Legends. Can we do it? So I made 1 very good, and the other ones are special. I'm going to see if that has anything to do with it. And we get another Articuno. I guess my double Mewtwo luck was just off the charts if this is what's going to end up happening. So, normal Articuno. Man, if we get a shiny legendary Pokemon, that would, I think that would be more interesting than the Mew, potentially. Or maybe it isn't. I don't even know. Hey, look, another Mewtwo. Okay, so that's another Mewtwo down, and that's just going to be regular old, not shiny Mewtwo. Imagine, I could have actually gotten like a level 90 legendary Pokemon with the amount I'm wasting right here. Wouldn't be a Mew though. And then, last but not least, we have this one. And it is a very good, because I only did like one rainbow matter. And that gives us a Zapdos. So we have all the legendary birds. We have Mewtwo. We have everything but Mew. But Mew is in the game, and I just think that it's incredibly rare. So that's just kind of showing the odds. I don't have any more mystical shells. I rolled it over. I wasn't able to get anything out of it. I don't know what to do anymore.